Welcome to the third episode of Customers Talk Highcon. In this chapter, we address your questions on how Highcon ensures you made a successful investment. During this episode, our customers share their experiences covering installation, training, workflow optimization, and other production ramp-up processes. But first, let's briefly introduce Highcon before diving into these valuable discussions. Highcon develops and supplies digital die cutting and creasing systems for folding carton and corrugated carton manufacturers. Our proprietary dark technology uses 3D printing to write the crease lines, and we cut with lasers. The creases have similar folding force to analog. It's a tooling-free solution, so you don't have the waiting time or the cost of the die. It's a low carbon footprint solution because you don't have a die. You can free customers from MOQs, minimum order quantities, and inventories because you don't have to spread the cost of the die across a large number of units. You can finish on demand because you don't need to wait for a tool. You can offer design freedom and produce high quality, intricate designs that are either impossible or impractical with analog finishing because that's the inherent advantage of the digital technology. Not every job is suited to analog. Not every job is suited to Highcon. You need to be able to choose the right tool for the right job, and that's why so many converters can benefit from a Highcon system within their production platform. At Highcon, our focus isn't just on installing systems. It is on ensuring that our customers are successful in implementing our solution. In many cases, digital die cutting requires changes in workflow, which our tailored onboarding program aims to tackle, covering everything from design to continuous improvement. We start with a deep dive into your existing processes to understand your workflow and identify gaps, supporting you to achieve full integration.
We had several in-house training sessions with Highcon, whether that be pre-pass, design, sales, every sector gained something from them. I don't think we were prepared in the way we handle our substrates. That's something Highcon helped us identify, whether that be correct humidification, different standards we may need to put in place with consistency of our substrates. We have since put processes in place for that and have been much improved over the last few months. And a lot of that is credit to Highcon.
We had to learn really how to prepare files when we brought the beam on board, and we worked once again closely with Highcon to learn how to do that. We needed some expertise and some technical support from Highcon in understanding what compatibility our materials and our choice of materials at the time would have with this new technology. We're taking a leap into really Highcon help smooth that with helping us understand the technical capabilities and really to question why we were producing things in the way we were. So in some cases, we had over-engineered some of the materials we used, and actually we could offer a more effective, more sustainable offering by really questioning what we did and why. And we were able to do that, but we wouldn't have been able to do that without Highcon. Some expertise, some real expertise from Highcon in helping us question why we were doing things a certain way. And I think together that worked very, very effectively.
Vanguard faced several operational challenges and an outdated process. But Jim from our customer success team was a critical problem solver, saving time and costs for Vanguard.
Some of the things that we were doing, even in our structure, was very antiquated. Jim was able to kind of bridge all those gaps, all three phases of that, with the hourly to pre-press to structure, and show us some of the ways that we can have some cost savings in how we're outputting the files and stuff like that. And to me, that's one of the biggest eye-opening. I can give you one example that what Jim did for us in particular is that, the way we were building the structure files was taking us up to hours to do. And Jim says, well, we can do this in 10 to 20 minutes.
Although digital die cutting may initially seem complex, some of our customers have found that the training is actually simpler and quicker in comparison to traditional analog die cutters. Let's take a moment to hear directly from them about their thoughts on training and workflow processes with Highcon.
An analog die cutter, somebody is going to take at least 18 months to become an operator. And the Highcon, they could probably be considered an operator within 4 to 6 months.
We had 3 operators trained, 2 designers, and 3 pre-press personnel in our training. The overall training was next to none. It wasn't just, hey, Highcon's here to sell us a machine, but they were here to service us after that sale. They've since been in communication with our operators, our designers, and our pre-press department on questions they may have. So it's a continued partnership. It's not just a sell and Highcon goes away.
At Highcon, onboarding is not a one-time event. We view it as an ongoing process of support and service. We believe in forging long-term partnerships with our customers, offering them the tools they need to achieve their goals.
It's great that Highcon are really making those improvements on a living machine we have. So it's not buy a Highcon and that's the end product. I think there's definitely a commitment there, and it's great to see that Highcon have really been there to take our feedback, our operators' feedback from around the world, and then look to continuously improve that service offering. So, that is very top notch.
6 to 8 weeks, we were running production orders pretty consistently, and we haven't slowed down since. We run 3 shifts today. So we work 2 10-hour shifts on first and third, and then we have a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we're running our 7 days a week on that machine.
Our initial thought was to run on the ramp up was to run actual live jobs for us, which Highcon helped us through every bit of the way. We did have a slow start through October, but November and December, we've seen drastic increases. And I think that's more us learning the machine, along with the support of Highcon to kind of teach us the ins and outs, the ganging. We're up to about 7 hours on an 8-hour shift with a goal to increase that to 2 shifts by probably spring or early summer of 2024.
As we come to the end of this episode, it's worth highlighting the key factors that make Highcon a leader in the industry. Our commitment to our customers is reflected in the extensive training we provide, the careful analysis of workflows, and the close collaboration that we foster. Our aim is to ensure a seamless transition to production for long-term success, and we believe in building lasting partnerships with our customers. Thank you for joining us on Customers Talk Highcon, and we look forward to working with you in the future.